Hello, we are live. Yes, okay. This is huge for me and huge for the Asian cinema circle, at least. So yeah, hello, I'm Kaleb, Kaleb's Kung Fu Cinema. I am joined today by three fellow members of the Asian cinema circle. We've got Andrew from Amphlett Reviews. We've got, we've got Leon from Hong Kong and Beyond.
Hi all.
The grandfather of the circle.
You're really asking for it, aren't you?
I'm really the same age.
Yes, and of course we got the Fanatical Dragon.
Evening all.
All right, so yeah, I'm super excited. I don't know about everybody else, but I've been looking forward to this. I really wanted to do this sooner because I had said that it was either going to be last Sunday or it was going to be today. I really wanted it to be Sunday, but everybody else had something going on. But that's great. We're finally to this day, and it's exciting. All right, so yeah, anybody who's tuning in, if you have you got questions or whatever, we will pull them up on here as we go on. Just to kick things off, I will ask Dragon, just for clarification. Enter the Dragon is on the Arrow Bruce Lee set, right?
Yes, but not in 4K.
Yeah, I was just messing with you. I know it's on there.
But we should clarify, because it did seem to cause so much confusion, much that I had to make a separate video about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had to make two videos. I just felt the need to ask again.
I did.
He's pushing your buttons, Johnny.
Say again?
He's pushing your buttons.
He is. It's okay, but I'm too stupid to notice. So we're totally fine. I'm oblivious. It bounces off me like I'm bulletproof.
Like, yeah, it is.
I just go back into my rehearsed. Okay, here we go. Not in 4K. It's the 40th anniversary disc, straight copy. Just have nicer disc art on it, probably. But yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's our segue into the first thing we were going to talk about was the Arrow Bruce Lee set. So, and going back to the stream I did with Leon a couple of weeks ago, I had said I wasn't going to get that set because I thought it was solely 4K, because that was the rumor going around, at least for me, is that it was just 4K. But then I saw that there was going to be a standard Blu-ray version of it, and then I saw that it's going to have like a lot of footage that some of us have never seen before, and so I was like, okay, yeah, I need to get that. So I'm going to sacrifice some funds for that one.
I think all of us have at various points probably interacted with the wonderful Brandon Bentley, who's in Will's Facebook group in the Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. And Brandon Bentley's favourite movie of all time is The Big Boss. If you have the Criterion set, he does the commentary on that. Yeah. And he's been working on this, I think, behind the scenes for about 2 years. And seeing how excited he is for the box set is kind of what sort of pushed me up into like taking a deeper look into it. I think it's going to be pretty special. But expensive for you guys in the States to import. It's going to be brutal. It's no joke. So it's a big decision to make if you want to pull it across. I would wait. Play the long game. It will be, it will be $80 in a year.
God, a year.
Yeah, probably.
So
what's a year when you're as young as you are? A year's nothing. For me and Leon, a year's a serious thing. Will we make it to another year? Who can say?
Jeez. Okay, so yeah, an interesting thing that I had seen about the Arrow set is it's going to have the Mandarin cut of The Big Boss. I have never seen that, but I know that it has a lot of stuff that has not been shown in the States, at least because I've had like two or three different VHS versions of The Big Boss, and then I've got it on the Criterion set. But yeah, that's all like the really heavily cut down like US version. And Leon had mentioned that there was some stuff that his it was your dad and your brother, right? That they had seen some stuff and you didn't see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, and I put up a post this week and it caused a bit of a stir. And people seem to get really agitated if you mention that there might be something that somebody's seen that they haven't, you know? It's like, well, I haven't seen it. I don't know anybody that's seen it, so therefore it cannot exist. And I can concede the point either way, you know, that they could be maybe perhaps mistaken and just got themselves confused. Or maybe at the cinema they were at, that footage was there in the showing they saw. Now,
We're
unless
talking
somebody's
about
been,
saw and head
yeah,
scene, right? Yeah.
unless somebody's been to every single showing, you know, at every cinema across the country, then how do you know what Matey Boy saw in a different town? And I did notice that there was one guy in the ACC group, and I think he's called John Bernard, and he was responsible for the 70s and the 80s, all the Hong Kong movies coming in to the country. And I don't know if anybody caught it, but he put down, yeah, I saw it 9 times. So personally, my belief is, yes, the footage did exist. It did get shown in some places on some reels. Where it's gone, I don't know. And I don't want anybody to get upset by it. If it's there, it's an exciting point to talk about. If I don't ever see it, I'm not bothered. I love the whole film, and the footage that Brandon's going to have uncovered, I don't even know about. So that's more exciting to me than something that I've seen pictures of my whole life. And it's just going to be a brief clip. Does it really matter? I don't think it does.
Is it going to change your experience of the entire film? That's the question. Is it going to?
Yeah.
What's it going to add to you with that film? Question.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be eye opening for me because again, there's so much footage that has been cut from everything that I've ever seen. Like I know like a fight. There's like a chase scene, I believe, like is whenever James Tien's character Shu Shang, whenever he fights the guys from the gambling den. I believe I read that there's like a chase sequence in the Mandarin cut. They like go into like the city, a city or an alleyway or something like that. I've never seen that, so it's going to be interesting for me at least.
It's mainly violence though, isn't it? From my understanding, like they've cut a lot of violence out of the film, but I'm not sure what else exactly is missing apart from that.
Your guys' opinions at work. Let's see. Mech Pilot 77, what's up? In your guys' opinion, is it worth upgrading from the Criterion set, especially price point is hard sell 177 shipped stateside? Yeah.
Yeah. Shipping's no joke. I just did the other direction for the Brave Archer set, Shout's Brave Archer set, and shipping made that thing so expensive. Mech Pilot, I would say be patient because it will absolutely get cheaper. I think the set looks really good, particularly if you're a fan of extra features. I think the extra features side of it is the strongest bit for me. So there's a whole bunch of really good documentaries, some new commentary tracks from interesting folks. And the 4K side of it's cool, but a lot of people don't have a 4K player. But I would say wait, because if the Shawscope box sets are any indication, it will get cheaper. Don't let FOMO take over and feel that you've got to get there on day one. The box set will still be around in 6 months and 8 months' time, and it'll be a lot more affordable. Also, maybe wait and see once a couple of the US retailers like Diabolic DVD and is Grindhouse the other one, Kaleb? Can't remember. There's 2 that are really good for bringing over UK releases. I think it's Grindhouse, and I think it's definitely Diabolic DVDs, the one I would go to first. But if they have stock in the US, let them do the shipping cost for you. Let them bring over stock. And once they've fulfilled all their initial pre-orders, I'm sure they'll have some extra ones left over, and then you might find you can get it closer to retail. But don't jump in. $177, a lot of money. Don't jump in on day one just for the sake of being there on day one, because that Criterion set is still fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. I have it, and I told Leon that set really got me back into this stuff because I had always watched like martial arts movies here and there. There was a point where I didn't watch them that much. I kind of had like a slope in it, and then I found out about that set, and I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee, obviously, and so I got that, and that got me to where I am like right now with these movies. I saw that and I was like, oh wow, it's incredible what they did with it. And then I saw that they're remastering, more specifically, all these other films, like all these Jackie Chan movies that I loved as a kid and some that I hadn't seen before. And I told Leon as well that the Criterion set was really expensive at first. But when I ordered it, it was like $60. And yeah, so I'm glad I waited there. The wait was definitely worth it. I didn't wait like a year, but I waited a couple of months probably. But yeah, it dropped to like 60 from its original 125 maybe.
I played the waiting game myself, really, because I really wanted the Criterion Bruce Lee box set. And I kept watching it go up and down in price, and I never jumped. Especially when I saw on your channel, Johnny, I really wanted it bad. And I thought, no, it's going to come out on 4K, because I've always been like a real big physical media guy and wanted, for some films, the best format I could ever get. So now I've waited and I've been rewarded, because you've got all this extra footage and the 4K. So that's kind of a nice little reward to me. But I do agree, 100% what Johnny said. If you wait, it always comes down. As you know, you tempted me with the Sure Scope Volume 2, and I got that for a fraction of the price. So I think you got to weigh up for yourself what's the most important. I don't have the Criterion. My brother had the medium rare box set. I don't know if you remember that one, Johnny.
Yeah.
And I've been stuck with a couple of Hong Kong Blu-rays and then the rest on DVD. So it's always weigh up what option's best for the individual, isn't it? And what about you, Andrew? You got the Criterion, haven't you?
Yeah, I got the Criterion set. I think I had the medium rare edition as well for a while. But never watched them. Like I literally bought it like on a sale, placed on the shelf on the back burner, and then I saw a really good price for the Criterion. I think for about £50, I think, on eBay, and I thought, you know what, that's a good deal. And I figured I'll get that, and again, placed on the shelf, and only recently started to watch them. But is the way. But that's when I was really getting into a lot of Hong Kong stuff, and I thought, well, that's like essential, Hong Kong viewing experience. So I figured I would go for the 2K scans and all the extras, because I think it's in the medium rare, not very good quality transfers. I don't think were they? They weren't great.
It's not exceptional. And it pulled a lot from the old timers, like me and Leon would have both been there for the Hong Kong Legends DVDs coming out. So I remember when the 30th anniversary, God, we're at the 50th anniversary now. 20 years ago, when the 30th anniversary box set came out, most of those extras are what went onto the medium rare set. They're still pretty good. They kind of still hold up. But you can get that set for like £8, £10.
Yeah, it's so cheap. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and everyone's selling the Criterions now, like everyone's like eBay's flooded with those eBay Criterion sets now.
But there's some stuff on that's not going to be on the Arrow set, and there's the theatrical cut Event of the Dragon, and I had some guy saying that's the only version of it he watches, and that's only on the Criterion set, to my knowledge. I don't think that ever went out on anything else, and it's not going to be on the Arrow set. We'll see what happens with Warner Brothers, meant to be doing a standalone release Event of the Dragon, or depending on who you ask, it's part of a massive 100 years of Warner Brothers box set. So Warner's doing their own 4K version.
I think they're releasing it on that box set first to kind of like 10 people, and then they'll do a standalone. It's
but all the extras are the same. Like there's every single extra they've announced are the same as what's already on their previous version. So I think if you already have the Criterion set, don't feel a huge amount of pressure. If you've got super deep pockets and you're really wealthy and you don't mind paying super high shipping costs, then go for it. But yeah, just don't outstretch your means.
That is my wife commenting.
Hello, Amber.
Yeah, she is. She's not here. She is on a little road trip with her mother. So got the house to myself today. At least until about 3 o'clock in the morning, because she's just going and then coming back.
Don't forget to do the dishes.
What's that?
Don't forget to do the dishes.
Yeah. I'll do them later.
That happens to me sometimes. I get carried away with the editing, and I'm waiting for the shouts to come home, and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't done anything. So quickly they get downstairs, whip round the kitchen, and then come back up like I've done that first.
Yeah. So another thing that's really exciting for me about the Arrow set is the Game of Death. They're gonna have the log footage. I don't know. I'm sure you guys saw that, but for those who don't know, that's a missing piece of footage from what Bruce Lee had originally shot when he was working on Game of Death. So like there's this in the opening where they fight Dan Inosanto's character. Che Yun, he attacks Dan Inosanto with a gigantic log, and there have been pictures of that. Like I've seen stills of it, but I've never seen the actual footage, and I believe it was lost for the longest time. And so I'm really excited that I get to see that because Game of Death is a really big, like, you know, what could have been for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I saw that picture of the log, I think I got a log myself. I mean, I probably wasn't by myself there.
God. Jeez, don't do that.
Sorry, Kaleb.
I'm good. All right. So
You can always trust me to lower the tone.
Sorry?
You can always trust me to lower the tone. I saw that cat free over the years.
Yeah, that's but yeah, the log thing is really exciting for me. I remember when I was younger and I had learned that Game of Death had never been finished, and then I saw with the NW that it was completely different. I would tell myself like one day I'm gonna try to finish that movie. Do what Bruce originally wanted. Obviously, I don't think that's gonna happen, but that was like something that I really wanted to do. I kind of wanted to see how that movie would have actually been, and I would have liked to see make all that happen.
Do you mean go out and film your own versions for the missing pieces?
Yeah.
With you and Bruce shades and a wig.
I don't know.
Stuck on a mirror.
Thing.
I mean, like, if his original script is still around, like, someone could do it. Like, they could do an inspired, like, Game of Death, like, remake, like, in honor of him, and to do that original. If the script he's done, it's there, someone could do it. I mean, didn't they do, like, one of his, was it the Warriors TV series, like HBO? Mm-hmm. They did that as one of his original script into a show that's meant to be really, really good. Like someone could easily do it. I mean,
I think there's been about 8 folks kind of did, not from his original script. There's been so many versions of like, there's Enter the Game of Death and
right,
kind of Game of Death 2 and a whole bunch of the Bruceploitation kind of movies. Basically popped him back in that yellow jumpsuit and did a version of going through a pagoda with varying degrees of success. I still like the
True Game of Death.
That one. That's the end of the Game of Death. I think that's the most fun one. Aside from the semi-official one, Game of Death 2's arguably maybe a better standalone movie. A lot of Yun Bale, a lot of Sammo Hung involvement in that one. But yeah, maybe I think probably not the best idea overall, given how
probably not. No,
Hong Kong's doing with making kind of modern martial arts movies now.
I always thought Shaolin Mantis was a bit Game of Death-esque as well in its approach.
Okay.
David Chang, he goes from room to room, so he's not going up, but he's going across.
Yeah,
and he's got that outfit on, like the Mantis outfit, bit of like Bruce Lee tracksuit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
It's like love inspiration.
We'll go weird places. You know this.
No, I can see it.
It doesn't.
I got it. Excuse me. Sorry, losing my train of thought. I watched Enter the Game of Death about a month ago. I think I had to go to like 2 different platforms to watch it because I found it on Tubi. That's a streaming service here. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with it, but it's a streaming service here that's like free, but it has ads and it's got a lot of Bruceploitation on there, like a crap ton. And I saw Enter the Game of Death on there, and I love the Game of Death concept, and so I was like, okay, I'll check this movie out. And you guys know that I'm trying to check out more Bruceploitation. I had Jason, shout out to him for he made me a list of Bruceploitation movies to check out, and I did Enter the Game of Death on Tubi. Towards the end, something happened with the audio. It wasn't my TV or anything. The audio just cut out, and then the movie was like cut short. I didn't even see the whole thing to the end, and then I found it on YouTube, and then I finished it there. But I had to jump to 2 different platforms. But I actually liked that movie. It was fun.
Yeah, I think it's great. Some of the supporting cast in it really, really good. Lee Hoi San's there as one of the villains, and it's pretty legit. It's good fun.
Best, isn't he? I love Lee Hoi San.
Yeah, he's incredible. The only thing I didn't like about Enter the Game of Death was the snake thing.
Okay, yeah. What the blatant killing of a real snake?
Yeah, I don't even like snakes, and I also do not like animal cruelty. So an animal I don't like, but that animal also getting hurt and or killed, that just made it worse.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sort of stuff was pretty rife in Hong Kong movies generally. You see Masked Avengers kill.
Yeah.
They must kill about 40 chickens in that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, if you look at like the snake films that they do, there's Killer Snakes, isn't there, Shaw Brothers, and Calamity of Snakes as well. So like you say, it's really. I always I'm going to get exposed there, but I always tell Shaz that it's really good special effects. So if she watches this back, I'm in deep shit.
There was even in Jackie's movie, there's a tiny little bit of a snake versus cat fight in Snake and Eagle Shadow, isn't there? Which is
I think they edited that in the UK edition. I think they removed it.
Yeah. I mean, I can stomach most things, but there's been the occasional film that's even been too much for me, especially when you go across some of the Italian stuff was a little bit harsh for my taste.
Yeah. And Cannibal, when we were growing up, when we were kids, it was one of the cannibal movies, like Cannibal Ferox or something, was the one where like killing turtles, and that was pretty grim because they were like massive, huge, very old, clearly like 100-year-old turtles. Was pretty grim.
Did that, didn't they? Yeah, that one, Cannibal Ferox and
I think it's Cannibal Ferox on the
not
title.
sure which one it was, but yeah, both of them really hard watch.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. Jeez. Anyway, so I guess you could say there's our next segue. Another really big thing that was announced recently. A lot of excitement for many of us. Michael Worth's Bruceploitation documentary, 6 years in the making, is finally getting its release in what was it, June?
Yeah, I think so. It's going to film festivals in June. There's talk of a Severin Bruceploitation box set coming as well, of the movies themselves. I don't know if they're going to work in conjunction. And then Frank Jeng expanded on that and said it might not just be one box set. So we might get a couple of different volumes from Severin of Bruceploitation movies, which is cool.
Nice.
I know that. That's awesome. That's something.
There's a lot of them, and of varying degrees of quality. Some really good fun, some pretty awful.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there then. Yeah, I saw one when I was really, really young, and it scared the shit out of me. And I've never been able to place it. One of the Bruce Lee clones, he gets a blowtorch in the face when he's fighting with a gang, yeah? Okay. And he obviously has to go to hospital, and then when he's had the surgery, that explains why he looks different.
Okay.
It was quite intense, and I just can't. I've never spotted it or found it since with any that I've watched. I'm like, what was that film? And I can clearly remember the scene because it scared the life out of me when the blowtorch went in his face, and I was like, oh my God,
Have you asked Jason?
I should do, shouldn't I? I mean, I feel a bit guilty having this conversation without Jason, but
Jason is our resident Bruceploitation expert / guru / Sifu.
Yeah, he's the man for that stuff, isn't he? He definitely is.
Yeah. Wish Jason was here. I saw very first Bruceploitation movie I saw. I don't know if, I guess you could say Game of Death, like the original Game of Death, the 78 one, is a Bruceploitation movie. But if you don't want to count that, then it was Bruce Lee Superstar, which I think was from 1975. It was a Bruce Lee movie. Yeah, I saw that, and I remember I watched it a lot, and I don't know what it was. I don't know why I kept going back to it, because I watched it again recently, and I was thinking, this movie's not that good. I mean, there's enough fighting in it, but I don't like the choreography. It's very very stiff, and I think that was at that point when Bruce Lee based on what I've learned so far, that was a point where he wasn't quite top tier just yet. He was still kind of learning, you know.
Who's going next?
So, sorry.
Are we going around the table with favorite Bruceploitation films?
Oh, we can do.
We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen any, so that's
Okay. Well,
I'll be listening to you guys in awe. Yeah.
I'll chuck in 2 because Shaz will not forgive me if I don't say Enter the Fat Dragon with Sammo Hung. She absolutely loves that.
Isn't there a couple of those films? Isn't there like 1 or 2, or like isn't there a remake of that one as well or something?
Skinny Tiger.
Same name.
Right.
No,
okay.
I think you're talking about the Donnie Yen one.
Yeah.
Not really connected. And I
Not
think
connected.
reading, they used they stuck him in a Game of Death suit for the poster, but it doesn't wear the movie.
Right. So,
but it's directed by Kenji Miyake.
No? Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, yeah. So
choreographer all the Rurouni Kenshin movies.
Yeah. Teresa Mo turned up in that as well.
Yeah. And Wong Jing in our acting performance as well. But very different to the Sammo Hung one. The Sammo Hung one is kind of like much more in keeping with the sort of idea of it's not really too much of a Fist of Fury story though. Or an Amphlett Reviews story.
No, it looks like it when it starts off, doesn't it? When he's in the boat and thinking back. Yeah, that's kind of the closest it gets, I guess.
Yeah. But it's a straight up great movie.
Yeah, I love that one. And for myself, I think I'll have to go with Fist of Fury 2, which I didn't originally like, but when I watched it, when we covered it on the channel, I thought, this is a really good film. I don't want to say how high I rate it because I'll get some like blowback, but I really do think it's really good and would love to see that one remastered.
You're going to say you prefer it to the first one, yeah?
Don't drop me in it, John.
Disconnected.
Only in terms of story and acting, and that we have Lo Lei as a villain, which I love.
Lo Lei's a villain, is it? That's interesting.
Oh yeah, he's good in that. And
taking my interest now.
Yeah. Go on then, Johnny. Give us your favourite.
Aside from the ones that you've mentioned, because Enter the Fat Dragon's a great choice. I really like Dynamo, although it's kind of maybe the one that gets the closest to being borderline offensive with its narrative, but they do address the fact that he's died, but they're not presenting Bruce Lee in that movie as being Bruce Lee, which is a welcome change. They're more just sort of trying to find the next Bruce Lee in the narrative of the film. So he's kind of brought in as being like the next big star and then being trained up by Ku Feng. And it's the interaction between those two. Ku Feng is kind of crotchety old master, so much fun. It's just a kind of great movie. There's a really good release from Pearl River of it.
Yeah.
Michael Work's label. And it's really, really good. Like kind of great commentary track and stuff on there. So it's one of the ones that's easier to find in decent quality. So Dynamo would be my choice.
Excellent. I've not seen that one yet, actually. So I would like to get my hands on that.
Good fun.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm gonna check that out. I know Michael Worth released was versus Deadly Fingers on Blu-ray too.
Okay.
I've seen that one.
Is anyone else getting a weird sort of double echo on Kaleb at the moment?
Yeah, I am as well. Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Kaleb, maybe mute yourself and then unmute yourself and see if you come back to single Kaleb. I'm getting a clone of you at the same time.
Okay.
Better.
Good. Okay.
Cool.
I don't even know what I did.
Kaleb, is it okay if I chuck a question in myself to the group?
Of course.
When we were talking about Game of Death just now and thinking about having it finished, I'm sure each and every one of us has at some point fictionalized in their head who they'd like to see do Bruce's original story in a brand new film. So I'd be interested to hear who everybody would have picked at what point in their career to do that film. For me, when I saw Philip Ng in Once Upon a Time in Shanghai, I thought, oh, I'd love to see this guy do a Game of Death film. And then, of course, he did Birth of the Dragon a little bit later on. I thought, maybe that could work. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Who would you pick and why?
I'll go. So when I first thought of the idea of someone finishing Game of Death, I immediately thought Donnie Yen. But that was when Donnie was like really on fire, because he started doing he started like modernizing everything and doing like throwing mixed martial arts techniques on a lot of his fights and stuff like that. So everybody was like really high on Donnie at the time, because it was like early mid 2000s, and he was starting to kind of blow up over there. And so I thought of him, but then in more recent years, I have thought either Philip Ung, much like Leon, and I also think Andrew Koji would be a good choice. He plays Assam in the Warrior series.
Okay,
Like it.
Andrew.
I'll say Donnie Yen as well. I would say, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. It's difficult to say. I mean, I think Donnie Yen would be a good choice. Absolutely. But I don't know. I truth be told, I said I actually haven't seen that film completely in its entirety, so it's hard for me to kind of get a grasp of it. But yeah, I would say Donnie Yen, just based on going from that, definitely.
I'd go depending on when we were making it. But if I could preface saying end of the 70s, maybe early 80s, have it directed by Lau Kar-leung and have it be Gordon Liu. Basically, working his way through, because he kind of did a slightly similar thing a wee bit in Heroes of the East, where he's basically having to work his way through a bunch of different specialists.
Yeah.
And if you put them all in one kind of great tower set, have him get a bit of an inkling, or maybe get beaten back down the stairs by each person, then have to go away, learn a different style, come back. That would be my choice.
I love that. I love that answer.
I think that's the best. Yeah, it's the best answer.
Dragon.
But then most questions you ask me, my answer would be Lau Kar-leung direct it.
I'm pretty much the same way, except with Yuan Wu Ping. Like anytime someone asks me, who would choreograph this, or who would choreograph that, or who's your favorite choreographer? I mean, it is hard to pick a favorite, but I have to say Yuan Wu Ping. So every time I go with him.
Solid choice, yeah.
He's still working too, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a total legend.
Yeah, I like his stuff he's directed as well. I mean, he's just magic, isn't he?
Yeah. And still not enough of those seen the light of day over here yet.
Too true. We need some of the classics.
Yeah. And some of them, I know, Leon, you're much, much better than I am at bringing in panorama stuff. And there's a couple on Panorama that you can kind of pick up. Miracle Fighters.
Yeah, that's on Panorama. Yeah, apparently it's quite a good print as well, I've been told. So I've been holding back, thinking that Eureka's going to get that, or 88. I'm positive one of those guys have got to get that one, because it is a big one, isn't it? So
yeah. It's so inventive, so much fun. But Kaleb, you seen Miracle Fighters?
No, but you did. I think you had sent me a trailer to it one time, and I do remember watching it, and I thought it looked pretty wild. I definitely want to check it out, but I haven't seen it.
It's good fun. And if anyone's seen the Stephen Chow movie Forbidden City Cop, Stephen Chow kind of basically uses two of the characters. The kind of guy who can split himself in two when he's fighting kind of comes straight from Miracle Fighters. There's so many insanely good ideas in that movie. It's really, really good fun. I'm sure that's probably up on YouTube.
How haven't they re-released Wing Chun with Michelle Yeoh?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good one.
Mm-hmm. And Legend of a Fighter.
Man. Mm-hmm. Another cracker. I love that one. Beardy in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So 88 just teased a beardy picture of something coming up.
Postman Strikes Back, possibly.
Maybe.
Yes. Yeah, I think I saw the post on that.
Classic fantasy, kung fu, favorite genre. What would you recommend? Hopefully it is a release.
Ah, okay. That's my type of question.
Okay, Dragon.
I'll jump into that.
Yeah.
Demon of the Loot. first and foremost.
I knew he was going to say that.
So good. If we're talking fantasy, then absolutely. Demon of the Loot is exceptional. Shaw Brothers movie, really good cast. Chin Soo Ho from Pistol Legend, Kara Hoi, Yoon Tak, Chen Quan Tai, Philip Kwok's in there briefly. Very much an all-star studded cast. Very kid-friendly. Straight up insane. Lee Soy Han with an ever-growing red afro, which gets super big, and weapons which change size. Kind of the villain in it's kind of like Darth Vader. Just a fucking absolutely insane, really incredibly good fun movie. There's a great release already in France from Spectrum, but no English subs. There's a good DVD print of it, if you can track that down from Delta Mac and from IVL. But hopefully at some point, I would love if 88 Films put that out. Holy Flame of the Martial World. Also got fantasy elements. Really good fun. The Two Bastard Swordsman movies.
Oh, yeah, class. Could I offer a Leon alternative? A predictable Leon?
Yeah.
I would go with Green Snake as well.
Okay.
Got the DVD for that. Yeah.
You have, yeah. There's a nice Blu-ray from Nova Media on that as well. Mikey Chung and Joey Wong, as you guys know, I love those actresses. And perhaps Portrait of a Nymph as well, which I haven't seen for a long time, but I remember really enjoying that one.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm sure that's the sort of title that I would not be allowed to bring home when I was a kid.
No, Joey Wong and Ewan Biel. So yeah, that is a great fun film. And Magic Crane as well with Anita Mui and Tony Leung Chu Wai. Another great fantasy flick as well. I mean, there's so many of them out there. It's, you know, we could have seen like 100 each and seen 100 different ones. So it's, you know, a vast genre.
There's a couple of good, decent ones have actually had releases, like Zoo Warriors from Magic Mountains out on Eureka. And I think that's getting a release stateside as well very soon from it's a Shout as well, I think.
Yeah,
yes,
I didn't
even
realize until Eureka put that out that there was that second cut of it. I was like, holy shit, it's a completely different film.
Yeah. That's great fun.
So good.
Yeah.
Have you seen the sequel? Is it Legend of Zoo?
No.
I didn't realize it was.
I did see that. I did see that sequel years ago. I hardly remember it though. I remember seeing it with my dad. I think he had I don't know if it was a bootleg of it or something, but but I remember he had that and I watched it with him, but I hardly remember it. I just remember seeing it. I remember there was like a weapon that looked like the moon, called the Moon Orb or something like that.
Well, with it being Ekin Chang in there, I was expecting like Storm Riders, Storm Warriors, that sort of thing, but not really. Shame.
Which is not the highest bar in itself, sadly.
It's easy one for me though, isn't it? You got Shu-Chi in there, so yeah, it's like a masterpiece to me.
Yeah, she's great. I love. The first time I saw her was in Black Sheep Affair. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Chu Manchuk or Vincent Zhao, as he's now called.
Vincent, yeah.
Or would it be Vincent Zhao? How do you pronounce that, Johnny?
My wife's sleeping. I can ask her later. Oh, Vincent Zhao. We'll have to check. She doesn't recognize the name.
Okay.
Yeah, but I saw her in that.
Black what?
Black Sheep Affair.
The Black Sheep Affair.
Yeah.
And
Get back to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember, and I made a whole video about it. I think it might have been the second or third video I did on my channel when I launched it 2 years ago. But I had seen Black Sheep Affair here in the States. It's called Another Meltdown, which is just ridiculous because I didn't know there was another one.
How do you pronounce his name?
What, the main guy?
Yeah.
In Mandarin, 赵文卓.
Did you catch that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know I struggle. I'm so bad. I'm surprised I haven't been booted off YouTube with butchering names.
I'm the same.
I'm not much better. I think your enthusiasm always wins out, and I think in some cases, and certainly in the most of the people who are watching our videos, to kind of Western ears, the way that we're mispronouncing them is probably the only way that people will recognize them. I think
there is that. So we kind of appeal to our own similar, to us fans, because they know what mistakes we've made, they've made. So
because I think that I was trying to do it with Ditlung, with T-Lung. I think most people know if you say T-Lung, okay, I know who you're talking about. You say Ditlung, then people are like, wait, what?
Exactly.
Yeah, I when I first saw Black Sheep Affair, and I saw Shu Qi's name on it, I thought it was pronounced like Shu Kwai or something like that because it was UI. So I thought it was pronounced like Kwai, but then I figured out that it was. Then I would say Ki, but then I figured out it was Chi. So, but yeah,
I don't know if it is actually Shu Qi, the girl from Viva Erotica.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Shu Qi?
In Mandarin is Ji. In Cantonese is Shu K.
Okay.
There you
Thanks.
go.
All right. I know another thing that Dragon at least wanted to talk about was Scott Adkins. I recently did my my essential Scott Adkins list, which it was kind of funny because I've gotten a lot of people saying that they haven't seen some of those movies and they're going to check them out, which is great. But another bizarre thing for me, at least, and I already had brought this up to you guys, but it looks like there are quite a few people who don't like Close Range. I love that movie.
I've not seen it.
It's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't put it in my top 5, but it's all right. I would put it above One Shot, which I kind of struggled with.
I haven't seen that.
Great idea, but I found that they tried too hard to sell the one continuous shot aspect of it, and I think it maybe made some of the action sequences maybe not quite as cool as they could have been if they weren't trying to do it all in one continuous shot. But Avengement for me is still right at the very, very top. Has everyone seen Avengement? Andrew, you seen Avengement?
I haven't, but I keep getting told to watch it. I keep getting pestered to watch it, which is it's meant to be like the best one. I think it's on Netflix, I believe. So there's an opportunity to watch it. But I've seen the action scene. It's very Gangs of London style, and I love the shotgun and his look. It looks fantastic. So I've seen some of his action moments. Like I think I've seen the one where he's having a samurai fight with a woman in like this building somewhere, but like in the go back and forth. But I think so. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because they're pretty like probably doing some cheesy dialogue back and forth at each other. I've seen a lot of his action moments, but like not the complete film. His complete films, unfortunately. Is he mostly playing bad guys for most of his films anyway? Like, or is he? No. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Most of his films, he's sort of the main. I'd say he's the main kind of hero, or he's the main hero. He's a villain in Triple Threat, and he's a villain in John Wick 4.
Yes,
but it's worth, even if you don't watch his actual movies, subscribe right now. Pause this, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
I do. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I watched them during COVID, and it's like it's so good.
It just looks like Keanu Reeves on.
Yeah, I watched the Keanu Reeves. That was really fun. Really fun. Yeah,
you might be thinking as well, Andrew. Some of his earlier films, like he popped up in things like The Medallion with Jackie Chan.
Yes.
And was it Accidental Spy?
Yeah.
Yes, he's an Accidental Spy. Yeah. I've seen that.
And briefly in Doctor Strange.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
And he was doubling for Ryan Reynolds in the Wolverine movie where
he's in Daybreak as well, the vampire one. I think he's pretty good in that. Netflix. I want to see a spin-off of that because the little two Russian characters is pretty fun.
He's in Unleashed, the Jet Li movie as well.
Is he Unleashed? One of the pool fighters, isn't he?
Yeah. The empty swimming pool. Scott's one of them.
Oh yeah, of course he is. Yes. That's it. I like Unleashed. It's good film.
It is good. I really enjoy it. It's kind of one of Jet Li's best outside of Hong Kong movies.
Honestly,
love
surprised me
that
that film did. But, like, really good performance. Probably one of my favorite performances of him.
And mostly filmed in Glasgow too.
Yes, I can tell from the shots.
Is it embarrassing for me to say I did cry at the cinema?
No,
it's actually really good. Like it's quite heartwarming, that film is.
Oh, you look at this face and you don't expect that, but there was me sat in back row.
Yeah. I had shown to Amber. I think I'm echoing it in through you guys. Hopefully it'll go. 1 second. 36 Styles, what's going on? Great to see you. Thank you. Love your shirts.
I love your shirts. Love your forum. Best kung fu related forum on the internet. If people aren't already members of that, then jump over. That is an incredible website with an amazing forum.
Yeah, I think I've checked it out once or twice, but I haven't like talked on there or anything like that.
Dude, you could like sign up. Like I think a load of people who work on the releases are on there all the time. So Iron God 2112 will quite often tease out what's coming from Eureka or from Criterion or from 88 because he works on all the titles. Kung Fu Bob's a moderator there. It's the only forum worth joining because a lot of time forums can be pretty toxic, but the 36 Styles forum is amazing. Really good. Really good bunch of people there. It's a really friendly place if you ask questions. And even for buying stuff, if you're trying to track down rare movies, there's a great little section for like a great buy and sell section. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it.
Good, I'll look into that for sure.
Go.
What were we talking about?
Scott Adkins.
Yes.
And Amber's reaction to it, but then you started echoing.
Oh, okay, yeah. We were. I showed her Unleashed. Might have been about a year ago, and that movie got her. But if you guys listen to the, and I've told you the stories, and if you've listened to any of my podcast episodes, you know that there have been a lot of movies I've shown her where she is just like super emotional, and and Unleashed was one of them, especially the way it ended. It's a very happy ending, and that's what was upsetting for her. It's just tears of joy, basically.
That was a great podcast.
Thank you. 1 second. Oh, hello.
Hi, Pete.
How's it going?
I'm just slowly venturing out. Thank you. It's nice to see you all.
Hands of the Dragon, yes.
He was going to come on upside down with just his feet on the screen, but we talked him out of that.
I can see you. You have a tripod, right, Dragon?
I do.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I can see you like putting the camera like on the tripod, and just kind of setting it behind you, and just lay down and have your hands like this, maybe.
Yes.
And then just
gymnastics that I have to go through to do my unboxings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Scott Adkins. What was the first movie you saw of his? Like everybody can answer. I know Andrew hasn't really seen any, but for you guys, what was the first time you saw him? And I mean like full-fledged role, like not just a background character.
Probably the first Ninja movie, I think.
Same.
Undisputed 2.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Arguably his most popular role so far, I think, among some sort. Yeah. Because he wasn't in the first one, was he?
No, that was
Michael Jai White.
Yeah, and Bing Rames. Was
Bing
it Bing Rames as well? I can't remember.
Yeah, quite possibly actually. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. Oh no, it was Wesley Snipes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it Wesley Snipes?
Yeah.
It was Wesley Snipes, right? Good. Old brain.
I'm there with you, brother.
Yeah, the first one was Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames, but Michael Jai White plays the same character that Ving Rhames played in the first one.
Oh, right. Okay.
And Adkins was kind of like a sort of one of the semi kind of villain characters in the second one, and then just took over the entire franchise as his own, which is
So popular, so good. I mean, so talented.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. And both those ninja movies are pretty good fun as well. I think they're really good fun. The kind of modern ninja movies are few and far between, and they've been amongst two of the better ones in recent memory. That, and I still a lot of love for Ninja Assassin, which
it's the Warner Brothers one.
yeah, which is all 8711. It's all the John Wick crew before they were the John Wick crew.
Working with Young Rain over there.
Yeah. Which shout out for the Hungry and the Hairy show. So good on Netflix if you watch that.
No, I've never seen that.
What?
I'm sorry.
I can't be on my own with this.
I don't know.
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, Rain, the main guy from
Send me a link.
Assassin, is basically just going on a tour on motorbikes around Korea, eating loads of food with Rohung Cho, who is like a popular TV presenter and comedian in Korea, and so good. Yeah, if anyone's got a Netflix account, find Hungry and the Hairy. It is amazing.
Right. Okay. Cool. I'll check that one out.
Yep. Ninja was the first time I saw Scott, and funny story. When I first saw the movie, it was in 2009. That's when it was released. I think my mom. I think she got it confused with Ninja Assassin because those movies came out at the same time, and I think what she was trying to do. So we would have movie nights every now and then. We'd watch a movie with like her and my siblings, and Ninja Assassin came out, and it was really big, really hyping that movie, and she knew I liked that kind of stuff, and I think she Blockbuster. It was still at the time. I think she went there thinking. Like trying to find that new ninja movie, probably just that new ninja movie. She ended up picking Scott Adkins ninja film. Probably, I don't know this for sure. I never asked her. She probably wouldn't remember, but I feel like she was thinking.
Okay.
Different
movies. I think like
I've never seen them. I'm ashamed to say, I've never seen the ninja movies. Yeah.
Which neither of them.
No, neither. And I'm a big ninja movie fan as well. I don't know how I've never seen them, but yeah.
They're good. They've got like Sho Kosugi's son is in
Kane.
one or two.
Shane.
He's in one. Yeah. Really good. And
I mean, I love the
Sho Kosugi
films.
Yes. Our childhood right there.
Yeah.
Excuse me for the passing ambulance outside.
That didn't sound good.
Not coming to take me away from my horrible cough, thankfully. But
okay, how about around the clock favorite ninja movie ever?
Ooh. Who wants to go first?
I suppose, should I, as I brought it up?
Yeah, go.
Okay, for me, it's a film starring Christopher Lambert called The Hunted. I absolutely adore that film. And John Lone's the villain in it, and Joan Chen's in it as well. And it's just cracking. And it's not, I can see a bit of confusion on Kaleb's face there. It's not what you expect. It is so good. Really good.
I don't think I've seen that.
You need to fix that. It is a cracking film, and it's gone under the radar for so many years, but I really love it.
Okay, who's next?
Kaleb, on you go.
Oh man, okay. Favorite ninja movie, probably. I really liked Five Elements Ninjas. So probably that one, because I liked how they had a different group of ninjas for like each element. I thought that was really creative. I love how there were like ninjas hiding in the trees, and then their arms just like burst out of the what was it, trunk of the tree or whatever. Probably that one.
Okay. Andrew?
I don't think I've seen that many ninja movies. Like full on. I've seen most like parodies, like Three Little Ninjas or something, or the Beverly Hills Ninja. I've seen that, which I've listened to your podcast. That brought back so many memories. My God.
I must
that's
go
what
to the hills of Beverly.
Yes, it. But that's it. Yeah, I was like, wow. Thinking back, I did. But no, I've never seen like proper traditional movie. I mean, what's the one with the? Is it the? It begins with death. It's like it's like a Japanese and Hong Kong fights. It's a duel to the death. Is it? Is that it? We're going ninjas in that.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. Like all the ninja stuff in that is great. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We on the little kites.
Yes, that's it. And like
Ninja.
they build them into one person. Like they multiply.
Yes.
And
Yeah, we spawn together like a big ninja Voltron.
Yeah.
But yeah, still getting into a lot of the main ninja stuff from Hong Kong, but there hasn't been many, like, apart from more parody based ones, I suppose, from UK American based kind of movies. But I like, is Five Elements of Ninjas like the best one? What's the defining ninja movie? What's the best one you could recommend?
Some people would say yes. I would say no. But for me, it'd be a toss up between Ninja and the Dragon's Den with Conan Lee and a pretty young Haruki Sanada.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good film. I also really like Shaolin Challenges Ninja, aka Heroes of the East, that we mentioned earlier on.
Yes.
His last fight against, although there's only arguably one ninja in it, it's pretty classic.
Still counts.
That's on the Shaw Scope box set, volume 1 in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the English dub for that movie, fantastic. Because at one point his wife says he uses ninjutsu, which is very sneaky, which I particularly enjoy. So yeah, that'd probably be way up there for me too. But for Kaleb, your homework, if you choose to accept it, there's another movie, because there's not that many Venoms in Five Element Ninjas.
Yeah.
Really, arguably only one. The other 4 Venoms were off in Taiwan at the same time making another movie with exactly the same script called Ninja and the Deadly Trap, or Ruthless Tactics, sometimes it gets called.
Yeah.
Which very hard to find a decent quality, decent looking print from. But I would argue, and I will get shouted down and slagged and possibly hunted in the streets, I would argue that it's a better movie, directed by Philip Kwok, and starring all the other Venom mobs and Dit Lung, aka Toon. So yeah, I would put that way up there as well.
Jason has a video on that as well, Kaleb.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
I've watched it. It sounds interesting. I will have to hunt that down
on YouTube, but the quality is pretty shit. But it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another one by Chang Che as well called A Ninja in Ancient China?
Yes. Not so good. I've only managed to find a subtitle-less version of that, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
I think there was a guy that used to be on Podcast on Fire, and he was trying to start up his own label like years and years back.
Okay.
And that was his first and only title. So there's a subtitle version of it somewhere. Okay. I don't know how many were printed, but it was a UK release. I mean, if any of the Podcast on Fire boys hear us, hopefully maybe they can send us a link. But I remember
I'd be well up for that.
Yeah, it'd be good to get hold of that.
Yeah, good pull.
Has going back to Scott Adkins for a second, has anybody seen Castle Falls?
No.
So that's got him and Dolph Lundgren. I believe Dolph wrote the script for that movie.
Okay. Yeah. I've only seen shots on Instagram from it, but I haven't seen a trailer or anything so far.
Yeah, it came out I think 2 years ago, 2021, I believe.
Okay.
That's one for you guys to check out. That I think that's a really solid one. Like Dolph Lundgren is he's very, very good in that movie. Like like on an emotional level, because like just kind of what his character is going through and stuff like that. I really like his performance in that. The action is it's pretty solid, but I feel like there probably wasn't as much as I would have liked as far as the fights go. They're kind of few and far between.
Okay, interesting. I will see if I can track it down. I'm a big fan of Triple Threat as well.
Isn't he in Hard Target 2 as well, I heard.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I don't know if it's any good or not, but yeah.
That I haven't seen. Only just seen the poster.
Yeah, same.
We haven't touched on my favourite one yet.
Which is that?
I absolutely adore, because I like buddy movies, Debt Collectors.
Oh, yeah, with Lewis Mandel.
Two of those, isn't there?
Yeah, it cracks me up. The humor, I think, Scott's so good at his like fast, quick talking, and I just love it when he does that sort of character. Now, I'll probably get told I'm wrong from the senior consultant, because Mum loves Avengement the most.
Your mum has good.
But yeah, I just really like the interplay between Scott and Lewis. Fantastic.
We can't gloss over the two Hitman's Holiday, Hitman's Holiday and Accident Man as well. Accident Man and then the sequel. I think the sequel's maybe slightly better, but the first one's great too. The action really good in those movies, and he's a lot more involved as a producer, and he basically brought those projects to be. Do you remember the comics, Leo?
I was just about to say, based on a comic. I never read them though. No.
It was hard to find. It was in Toxic, which I know that word's taken on a super different meaning now, but when we were kids, there was a sort of 2000 AD adjacent comic called Toxic.
Okay. Oh, I love 2000 AD. Yeah, that was great.
2000 AD was great, but there was a lot of artists who'd worked on 2000 AD as well, and then a chance for them to basically get more work was to kind of go into Toxic. So it didn't run for that long, and it kind of evolved into a different sort of book. They'd start pulling in more and more stuff from Dark Horse Comics in the States, and it became more like reprints towards the later days. Right. But in the early days, when Toxic started, Accident Man and Martial Law, kind of loads of kind of pretty good characters. But the Accident Man, I think you can still buy you can get the graphic novel that kind of puts all of the Accident Man strips together into one place pretty easily on Amazon. But good character. If James Bond was a hitman who had to kill people without it making it look like they'd been assassinated.
Wouldn't he have made a good Bond though? Scott Adkins? I mean,
it would have been great.
Would have been awesome.
He tried out for Batman at one point.
Yeah, he did.
Christ. I didn't know that. Oh wow.
I believe his audition for Batman is on YouTube.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
For BVS, wasn't it? It's before it ended up going to
Ben. Guys, I have to leave and go and watch that now. Just kidding.
Yeah, I think it was before Batman vs Superman came out and the role had gone to Ben Affleck. But I believe he auditioned for it prior to that, and he reenacted a scene from Dark Knight Rises, and it was really good. I really liked it. He was like doing Bruce Wayne's dialogue, of course, and he was also doing Alfred's, but he just like recorded his own voice in the background doing Alfred's lines, and then he's doing Bruce Wayne's. But I really liked that, and as much as I love Ben Affleck, I would have loved to see what Scott did with that role. And even now, I want to see it that much more. And
there's still an opportunity. I mean, we've got the new James Gunn series. I mean, there's still, Brave and Bold, I think it's called. The new one. So it's an opportunity still. I mean, it's more of an age to Batman in it with Robin, so it's opportunity there. You never know.
Yeah, I'd be game for that. And we can't speak about Adkins when the four of us are together and not mention John Wick 4, surely. We can't.
Impossible. So good. So good.
We'd be disowned, wouldn't we?
Say again?
We'd be disowned if we did that. I mean,
I would disown myself and all of you. Yes.
Yeah. That was so good. I mean,
He must have been probably geeking out in that scene as well. Like
blending all those ingredients into his character. Perfect.
He was great. Have you seen all of his little kind of wee behind the scenes little reels that he was making? Like, he clearly was having the best time.
He looked like a lot of fun, doesn't he, on set? Yeah.
There's a quite new little YouTube channel, I think, that's called Oost. It's like OOST. And they did a sit down with Scott Adkins and with Marco. Someone's got to help me with the surname. The guy with Handlebar Flash. He's in.
It's Marco Zaror.
Thank you, Kaleb. Yes. Yeah, who's also in the Fist of the Condor movie. Yeah. But it's just the two of them sitting and speaking about kind of John Wick 4 stories with one of the fight choreographers. really, really good. It's like quite long form. It's hard to find long form chats yet about John Wick 4, but that one's maybe like 30, 40 minutes. Very well worth tracking down. It's got some good anecdotes from behind the scenes when they're kind of filming. But yeah, hopefully you get a chance to kind of maybe come back. It'd be great to see a wee cameo. And I think they've finished the ballerina, so I don't know if we'll see him coming back in that, but it would be kind of cool to see him returning to the Wick verse at some point.
Yeah,
You could play another character potentially. I mean, they could recast him as someone else like easily.
Yeah, without the suit.
Yeah,
very true.
Yeah, my wife showed me she follows Scott on Twitter, and she showed me a little clip of him. I think she showed me it was probably 2 days ago. And he had said something about he was going to try out for ballet, and it was just him kind of like jumping up and doing like the foot switch thing that ballerinas do, like in the suit, and it was so funny.
And I'm convinced that they gave him the gold teeth as a wee nod to avengement, surely.
Exactly. And the suit that Sammo Hung wore in SPL as well.
Yep. Chance for him to be united with Donnie Yen.
Yeah, that was nice. I was just I got chills when you had like Hiroyuki Sanada face off against Donnie Yen. I thought I've never seen this in all their careers so far, and then we're going to see it in a John Wick film. It was just like
the image alone is just very exciting. It's like
there's so much to love in that film, isn't there? It's just
yes, absolutely amazing. I'm kind of counting the days for that coming out.
Yes, 4K.
Yeah, like November, I think. It's maybe when it's
supposed to be. I hope not. I hope it's not November.
Before then. That's the placeholder date, I think, at the moment. It's like middle of November.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And he's he does make a really good villain. I mean, we spoke a little bit about movies that he's done when he's been the main hero, but Ip Man 4 is such a great, racist, nasty piece of shit in Ip Man 4.
He is a delight in Ip Man 4. I know you're not supposed to like his character in the movie because his character in Ip Man 4 is incredibly racist, but that's that's the whole point of the character. But even so, he is just so entertaining to watch in that movie because you can tell he's playing a Marine drill instructor, and you can tell he's really into it, and I love that about him. It's like just seeing how into it that he is. It just makes me really love watching him in that movie, even though you're probably not supposed to like his character. No, I don't think so. We're pretty much meant to be rooting for Donnie in that movie, but no, he did a good job. And a great villain in Triple Threat as well. He's really, really...
He stole the show in that. I will say he stole the show. He was so good in that and so funny, some of his lines.
And up against three absolute legends. It's no mean feat to kind of be able to come on.
You got Johnny Jaw, Michael Jai White,
Iko Uwais, Tiger Chen.
Yes.
And Andrew, you seen Triple Threat?
I've seen some clips, but not seen the whole film. Again, it's one of those other things. I've seen a lot of his fight sequences and action moments, but not the actual full films. But from what I've seen, looks pretty good. Looks pretty fun.
It's good. I'm sure that must be on one of the streaming sites at some point.
Yeah, it has to be. I think most of his films are on the streaming, so it has to be. But yeah, I'll have to do like a proper deep dive into all of them and see which comes out on top. Definitely.
Yeah, so look forward to seeing that, Andrew, when you stick that up.
Yeah, that's it.
And that should maybe bring us as a neat little segue into what we have been watching. We kind of have a wee little chat around what everyone's been watching the last kind of little while.
Yeah, I've got quite a few things that I've watched lately.
On you go, sir.
Yeah, most recent thing I watched was Heart of Dragon because I got the Arrow release, the Jackie Chan movie Heart of Dragon. For those, I watched that. I watched the Hong Kong cut, which is like 91 minutes, I think. I loved it. I thought that was a really great movie. I cried in one scene. I did not expect to. I really didn't, and I really teared up, and I was like I'm trying to fight it. But
was it the scene when Jackie fights Dick Wei?
That's
I'm taking the best.
Yeah.
It is an emotional movie.
He's not used to British humor, Johnny.
It was the I'm starting to forget what scene it was. It was the scene, the one that really got me. It was the scene when Jackie and Sammo are they were like Jackie's cop friend. I don't know the actor who played him. He kind of looked like Young Bu. It wasn't him though.
Mongoy?
Oh, is that who that was? Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was when they were arguing because Sammo's character was out looking for a job, and the dude in the restaurant was like making him do all this really stupid stuff, and he brought Sammo home, and then him and Jackie were arguing, and Jackie goes into his room, and he's like really upset, and then Sammo goes in there, and they're both crying, and then they hug it out. That got me. That was like really gut wrenching for me. And my wife wasn't home when I watched it, so I was by myself. And after the scene was over, I was like, "Oh, I'm really glad she wasn't here to see this, because it probably would have been way worse for her." Because it got me, and that doesn't usually happen to me, at least with movies.
Cool. What else?
Let's see. Yeah, I watched it. I haven't watched Gorgeous yet. I got the 88 Blu-ray of Gorgeous. I haven't watched it yet. I just haven't had time. But
You seen it before, Kaleb?
yeah, I did see it once, and I actually really like it. Jackie's fight with Brad Allen at the end is one of my favorites of Jackie's fight scenes. That's just an incredible scene. It's really funny. Choreography is super quick, breakneck speed. I love that. And Shuchi, of course.
That was Shaz's number one fight, if I remember correctly, in our top 5 fight scenes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. I need to though. I need to get around to it. I've watched 4 movies on the Shawscope set. This is the second one. I've watched that. I've watched I watched Mad Monkey Kung Fu, which was really good. I didn't like the scene where they killed the monkey. Spoilers. Yeah, could have done without that. Then after that, I watched 5 Super Fighters. I loved that movie. That was so much fun. And then I watched Magnificent Ruffians and 10 Tigers of Kwantung, and I really like both of those as well.
Excellent.
Oh, it's a good mix.
Yeah, I might do I don't know. I might do Kid with the Golden Arm next, because I haven't seen that one.
Okay. You'll be in for a treat.
So I've heard. Andrew, what have you watched lately?
I watched a mixture of different movies. Mixed up definitely. I'll say I watched Tyke 2 the first time. I've got my review in the bag for that. Watched it with my friends. It was really fun. I actually really enjoyed it. It's not perfect, but it's nowhere near as good as the first one, which is the first one was just magnificent. But the second one's really good. It's really fun. Really like the cast and that, and Donnie Yen with a samurai sword is what's not to love in that. I can see that they, Rosemary Kwon is in it as well, she's really good. I really like her in that, and great cast, just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed time with that. I think me and my friend are going to try and watch Taiko 3, but he's saying just prepare to fall asleep because apparently it's not good. So I thought, okay, all right. I've heard nothing but bad things. It's like, okay, I need to get my mindset right into that one. But I watched the new Evil Dead Rises. Watched that yesterday. Watched that in cinemas.
What's that like?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's depending on what you expect for an Evil Dead. Because me and my friend had a little bit of a discussion about that. Because big fan of the original trilogy, love the TV series, I like the remake. For me, I got exactly what it says on the tin. It's gore, it's got comedy, it's great cast. It's a good twist on the mythology. It adds something fresh to it. But there is something missing, and that is Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell is, I think that's the problem with the franchise overall. It's like they can't reproduce that kind of charisma, that kind of talent. Like they can't get that back.
In life,
It's very difficult to find someone who can do that. But apart from that, it's pretty fun. It's definitely worth watching. Considering it's going from a HBO Max release to a sim release, and it's exploding on cinemas. Like everyone's loving it, everyone's enjoying it. It's nice to have a celebration of horror again in cinemas because horror seems to be making a bit of a comeback. which is great because I'm a big horror fan and I love Evil Dead, and it's great to see a franchise come back. Yeah,
I really like the remake. The wee girl that gets is it Jane Lynch?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think so.
So good.
She was in Don't Breathe as well. After she did 2 films with the director.
Yeah,
good job.
And he's in the next Alien movie, isn't he?
What's that?
Fede Alvarez is directing an Alien movie.
Is he directing an Alien movie, or was he doing the TV series? I'm not sure. Like,
TV series is the guy that did Legion. I think he's doing this.
Oh, right, okay.
But I don't know exactly what the story is going to be like. But if it's anything like his other stuff, it bodes well.
I mean, yeah, I hope so. I mean, Aliens at the moment, it's a bit of a playground, isn't it? There's nothing really going on with that. I mean, Predators came back in a quite good way, but Alien is definitely have to open. But I enjoyed my time with Evil Dead Advisors. I mean, if you like the gore, like a bit of comedy, like some good characters, definitely have a good time with it for sure. It's got some good nods to the original trilogy. Obviously, I watched Battle Royale 2. I don't know why I watched that, but I watched it. It was a mistake. Yeah, okay. I gave it a shot. It took me a while.
You mentioned Evil Dead, and I just thought of this. Years ago, my dad had a action figure. He's a big action figure collector. He had an action figure of Ash, and probably like a foot tall, maybe a little bit taller than that, and it talked.
Wow, that'd be cool.
And I think it might have been
This is my boomstick.
Yeah. Yeah, it did that. I think it might have been motion censored, because I know for a fact there were times when I would walk past it and he would be like, "You see this? This is my boomstick."
Movie Maniacs. I've got that one somewhere.
Yeah. Let's see. Dragon. What have you watched lately?
A mix of stuff. I got the Line of Duty box set, so I watched parts 3 and 4 because they were the ones that I remembered the least. I'd watched the Eureka versions of Yes Madam and Royal Warriors pretty recently. Didn't get the Eureka versions in the Line of Duty 3 and 4 because I'd got the 88 set. So I kind of went through both of those and really thoroughly enjoyed both. Maybe slightly more into 3, but 4 is really cool too.
I agree with that. I actually enjoyed 3 way more than I thought I would. Like, I had no expectation going into that. I was like, this is a blast. This is really fun.
I'd almost put 3 up beside Royal Warriors. I think they're the 2.
Yeah, like it gets the action gets a lot more like anime, gets a lot more kind of out there. Like, they just go for it. Like, the action of Royal Warriors was just was it the plane sequence? It's just like, wow, this is your opening of your film. You're setting the bar pretty high here. Can you keep it going?
And it was in the beginning. Yuhua.
Yeah.
Was it Nakamoto? I can't remember the name, or something like that. What was he called? Was he called Nakamoto or something like that?
I think so. I'm struggling on the names. We've watched a bunch of stuff.
But yeah, and Mishiko as well. She's so good in that.
Yes, from My Lucky Stars. Also watched one that I know that Leon also has, but I'm curious to know if you've watched it. I watched Punk Samurai.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've not had a chance to watch that one yet.
You're gonna have an absolute blast with that movie. It's absolutely insane. Do you know which one it's a third window release, guys? 2 seconds.
Yeah, they did 2 recently, no brand new releases. I think I did see a post on it.
I'm back.
Yeah.
You can't just stop and watch a movie.
So good. I think I watched that, and I watched Electric Dragon 80,000 volts for obvious reasons for the name. Much more in found Punk Samurai was a little bit more of a entertaining watch. Electric Dragon's a bit insane. It kind of feels a little bit more experimental. It's much shorter. It's only like 50 minutes. Punk Samurai is quite long. It's like over 2 hours, but very, very funny. Like, laugh out loud funny a lot. And if you want to kind of see a really good guy in monkey suit makeup leading an army of monkeys, again,
definitely selling me on the song for sure.
I'm going to make that a priority.
So good. Don't expect to see a huge amount of action in it because there's not an enormous. It's much more of a comedy with some action elements in it. There is one really good kind of standout, very ridiculous sword fight in the middle of it, but just so good. It looks unbelievable. It looks like a bit of an acid trip. It's
Nice.
pretty crazy. Really, really good fun. And I think other than that, season 2 of Physical, which finished as well on
Right,
Apple.
yeah. Nice.
My wife was a big fan of that with Rose Byrne. So kind of like amazing 80s soundtrack, and yeah, good fun.
Excellent.
If any of you guys watched that, sorry, I just that Physical 100 on Netflix.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, awesome.
It's so good, isn't it? So good. I was gonna say like it definitely is all you guys kind of vibes. Absolutely, like it's so good. It's exploded recently for at least for my family anyway. It's exploded.
That was
really
great.
good.
I really hoped that I was sort of rooting for the old boy, but I really kind of hoped that the old guy won, which he didn't quite. He came really close, but holy fuck, great show. Really, really good.
Can't wait for season 2. Can't wait. Yeah.
Leon, what you been getting into?
Right. Okay. Well, after we lost Richard Ing, I had to find something with him that I hadn't seen before, and somebody had recommended on the Facebook Go Back to China from 2019.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's a drama, and it's got Anna Akana in it, who's in Blade of the 47 Ronin. And
is it more of a modern film?
Not yet either.
You haven't seen it? I actually had fun with that. I really thought it was good fun. And,
with Mark Dacascos.
Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I thought she was quite good. She really stood out, and she's in this drama with Richard Ing, and basically she's just come out of fashion school in the US, and she's been being looked after by her father, who doesn't live with her mum. Her mum's Kelly Hugh, martial law, and her dad is Richard Ing. So that's an unusual pairing there, but it works really well for the film. And he cuts her off.
Huge age difference there.
Yeah, I know. He's a bit of a womanizer in it, yeah. But because he would have been, about 79 then, 2019, 78, 79. But he's fantastic in it. And he cuts his daughter off and says, if you want to earn some money, you can come work for me in my toy factory. And so she goes over to China and has to put her skills to good use there. And he's trying to rebuild, like, with his children, because he's got, like, failed marriages, like 2 or 3, like, and children everywhere. And I tell you what, a dramatic performance from him in that was fantastic. It really blew me away. It's on YouTube in its entirety. So I recommend it, if you'd like to have a little look, see what else Richard's capable of.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The last thing I saw him do was Rigor Mortis, and that's maybe 2013, 2014.
Mac film, that was great. Yeah. Loved that. And I watched The Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone recently.
Okay.
Have any of you guys seen that yet?
No, not at all.
No, I haven't seen that. It's on my list.
It's so good. We was gripped all the way through it, and we watched that one with Mum again, and she loves Stallone, so yeah, we watched that all the way through. That was good. Watched Behind the Yellow Line with Leslie Chung, Maggie Chung, and Anita Mui. Bit of an unusual short film. It's like a drama, but quite cool. You seen that one, Johnny?
No.
Oh right, it's Anita Mui got the best supporting actress for that one way back when. But yeah, it's a bit hokey, some of the, like, you got a guy in a monkey suit at the beginning, but they're purposely just playing with you and having fun. And then it does get quite dramatic, how you get that chop and change in Hong Kong movies. And it's a good film, unusual, sure. It's not for you, I guess, you kung fu fan, but if you're like just a Shaw guy and you want to see everything and you want to see, some of that stuff. Yeah.
Tristan.
We need to movie fan too, Tristan. I really love her. I think she's great. So that was a good recommendation. And there was one other I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, we started The Kingdom at last. I'm been so slow coming to The Kingdom.
Which version? Are you talking the Netflix Korean zombie series?
Tuna Bay in it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Blowing
I
me
think
away.
that Kingdom. The Kingdom is the Frank Grillo MMA series, which is also very good. But yeah, Kingdom's amazing, and the spin-off movie too. Once you've got through both seasons.
Yeah, really enjoying that. There's and then we just watched some stuff on the channel that we covered as well. So which has either been out or coming out.
Cool.
Yeah, I had you mentioned you mentioned Richard Ong, and I had shown I showed my wife a fight scene from well, I actually showed her two different ones. I showed her the fight scene from Winners and Sinners when Richard's like that was so funny. I love that. I love how he's just kind of just dancing around doing all this, and the other dude is just standing there like that, and then he's like punching on his feet, and then he just comes up and just socks him one good time, and I love that so much. I showed her that. I was laughing so hard she thought it was funny. And then we also watched the one from My Lucky Stars when he was like like doing the fake, and he's like telling the guy to pass out because he had that obsession with like hypnosis in My Lucky Stars. It was yeah, so funny.
I love that guy. He always makes you laugh, and you might have seen me put up a mini tribute video. I was so touched. It was really nice. We had a message. It's on the YouTube, and it said, "Thank you for doing this." It put a smile on my face, and it was Richard's daughter. I was absolutely blown away, and I felt quite emotional that it had managed to put a smile on her face, and that she reached out and said something, and yeah, and absolutely fantastic. And things like that are why we do these channels, because you never know who you're going to come in contact with, and what impact you're going to have, and people on you as well. Like meeting you guys has been absolutely fantastic for me. I now know I'm not alone in the world, which is awesome. So yeah,
I don't think there's a huge amount of us. I think, judging by how well or how not so well these releases sell, it is a relatively small number of a few thousand of us worldwide that are kind of keeping the flame for a lot of this stuff alive. But that's what makes YouTube a wonderful place, and kind of like helps everybody to connect. Well said.
Thank you.
All right.
I think it's dinner time for us. I don't know if you guys have eaten yet.
Can you hear my stomach?
Yeah, mine too.
I just had lunch like right before we started this. It was getting close. I don't remember what time it was when I had sent that message, but I think it was like 11:40 that my time, and I was like, I got that growling in my stomach. I was like, oh God, I haven't eaten anything, and I got to do this in 20 minutes. so I ate like a really quick lunch.
Yeah. Do you think we should have told him that he got something stuck between his teeth?
Nah, it's been better leaving it there.
Before we go though, Leon, give us an Arnold impression.
Yeah. Okay. Crumb, I've never played you before. Nobody, not even you, will remember whether we were good men or bad. All that matters is that two stood against many. So I ask you one thing: grant me revenge. If not, then to hell with you.
Good.
A long quote to get right, dude.
Don't like to do it the easy way.
I love when I love in same movies into the boat.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna kill you last. I lied. Commando. Can never be Commando.
Yeah, that's a great one. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we should, this has to be the first of many, I think. We should try and make it a regular thing.
Definitely.
This wasn't the maximum. I think I can do 6 people here. So next time we need to try to shoot for 6.
I think Tristan had popped into the chat there. Like Tristan was going to join us too if he didn't have work. So
Yeah.
hopefully next time round we'll do it at a time when Tristan can jump on too.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for the questions and the comments. Don't forget to check out Amphlett Reviews, Hong Kong Beyond, Fanatical Dragon. I will warn you though, watching Dragon's channel will fill you with jealousy because that's what happens to me on a regular basis.
Don't be jealous.
Makes us all spend money.
You get so many releases early on, and I'm just like, I want it so bad. I gotta wait.
In some cases, get very lucky, and in other cases, I sell a huge amount of stuff. And as much as I buy, I sell probably twice as much. So I wish I had the space to have as much stuff as Leon has behind him, but I really don't. So my collection is not huge, but it's constantly changing.
Yeah, my collection is not in here. I'm in my studio. My collection is in the living room. I couldn't fit in here. It's too small.
Did you want me to pick up the camera and show you the full shelves? People have often asked, and I've never done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Go for it.
All right. How's it look? So we'll start up there.
I'm seeing a whole bunch of those crazy indicator horror sets up there, Leon.
Oh yeah, I'm well into that. And you might also. Did you ever get that one, Johnny? The Allen set?
No, I didn't. I've never seen that in the flesh before.
And down there.
Phantasm.
All-time heroes.
What's that giant blue box there?
Oh, this one. We did an unboxing on that. It's Shelby's Spy with Anson Lowe. Because as you probably know, Shaz really, really likes seeing what's new. And she's really got into the Mirror Boys and whatever they turn up in. And yeah, so she likes to keep an eye on that. She's converting me. She's making me worse than I was anyway.
And can I ask you a geeky question? Ask what type of shelves they are. Oh shit,
These
there's more.
ones.
Yeah.
This was made by my father-in-law. He's woodwork guy. And yeah, we got like shelves over here as well. There's me with Anthony up there, Anthony Wong. Virginia Hay. And just behind that, we got from Ghostbusters, we got Ernie Hudson.
Hey, amazing.
And yeah, this is like horror and like boutique titles over this side. And in the other room, I've got boxes full of Shaw Brothers. But I'm not taking you in there because I'm not sure how tidy it is. But I will be doing soon. Hopefully, I'll be getting some more shelves made to put all the Shaw Brothers up.
They're beautiful. I'm shelf hunting just now. We haven't got a date for moving into the new place, but when we do, I'm going to have to do something because this system does not work at all. I've got stuff horribly double stacked. These
I like to see it all, don't you? And I hate having stuff in boxes.
And it's a pain in the arse trying to get something from the back. You're kind of like reaching back to stuff that's kind of behind the first. Yeah, it's a nightmare. So I think I need a solution more like yours. So is he available to like come up to Scotland and build more?
I'll send him up.
And Andrew, you moved recently too, didn't you?
Yeah. Recently moved. Yeah, still unpacking. What 6 months later, still unpacking the house. But yeah, it's good. It's going well. Nice to be in a nice big house, lots of space. Currently still, actually was before this chat, I was actually sort of the office out, trying to organise that a bit more, making space. But got my thumbs and everything on display still, which is great. So that was day one priority. Make sure it's always displayed. But I recommend IKEA. It's called Billy Bookcases. If you want some really good, very good, very, very sturdy, and looks.
Yeah, that's where we're going to order ours from for the other room.
Yeah, it's very definitely worth the money for sure. But congratulations on finding somewhere. It's very difficult now these days. So,
hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay. Okay. I thought you got it. No,
we should be okay. Well, hopefully we're okay. We've got a tentative date of when we're hoping to go for it, but we haven't quite signed. They call it signing the missives. So
I think I saw the pictures. Looks gorgeous. Looks great. Hopefully you get it. Hopefully it looks very nice.
Yeah, I like that. You had balcony as well, didn't you?
Yeah. It looks cool.
Fantastic. I have to join you out there for a drink, Johnny.
Yes, you can. Indeed. I'll see if I can do a live stream from out there at some point.
That would be cool.
It's like I was saying the other day, we had that housewarming party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a long way to travel for you for that one, but I can possibly do what they did in anyone watched Community.
Yes.
When they had basically you never watched Community? Fuck, Kaleb, watch Community.
Got the movie soon, so going to go on it.
But at one point they allowed, because it's about a community college, and at one point they allowed inmates from prison to attend, but they would just be on iPads on like a a kind of rolling tripod. So I can bring you in that way. I can just stick an iPad on top of a tripod, and you can join virtually. So yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so thank you to everybody. Thanks, Andrew, Leon, Dragon. I had a lot of fun. We got to do this again sometime.
Absolutely, we definitely will.
Anytime.
All right. So yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see y'all later.
Have a great night.
See you guys later.
Cheers.